need you to pray for my daughter. She suffers really badly with asthma.
How old is she?
She's 5.
Is the power of God coming on her? Is the power of God coming on her? Just close your eyes. Show the camera the picture. Is the power of God coming on the girl? I believe she's okay.
Scarlet had asthma from a very young age, and she was on lots of medication, steroids and antibiotics and things like that. And we were in and out of hospital, certain things that she couldn't do, like as soon as she got a cough and a cold, she was on medication. She would have her puffers and everything else all the time. We had a few scary moments where she went into hospital. Her oxygen level was extremely low, and they said, if you'd left her another couple of hours, she would have died. So it was very stressful, and then I had my second child, and that made it even more difficult to kind of monitor her and keep on top of it. She didn't go to nursery because it was a chore, and it was difficult to keep on top of everything. Her medication, she could flip within hours. Her first day of primary school, she went in and they rang me up and they said, she's really tired, we don't know what's wrong. And I picked her up and she was like a rag doll. She was half dead and I had to take her straight to hospital. My husband and I fought quite a lot because it put a lot of stress and a lot of pressure on it. Obviously, when you've got a sick child, it's not fun. And there was and it was always me going up to hospital and like me staying up with her all night while she was sick. So I was really tired as well. So it made me kind of a worse mum for my son, who's 2 years younger than her as well. And also I was so grumpy. I just couldn't deal with anything.
And how often would she get these asthma attacks?
Probably about once a month from maybe September until February, March time. Then she'd be okay for a few weeks, maybe 8-10 weeks, and then she might have another burst when the pollen count went high. It was a constant thing throughout the year, but the worst time was probably from September through till March. I probably would spend... So the medication she was on, she had to have every 2 hours when she was sick. So if she had a cold or if her levels dropped, then I'd have to be up with her every 2 hours throughout the night and for like 48 hours and give her her medication. And then, so yeah, during that time, it was almost a daily thing. And I would be constantly monitoring it because we were terrified, and I kind of ummed and ahed, and a few people were taking up their like pictures of their children or like pictures on their phone of their children, and I came up and showed you a picture on my phone.
I need you to pray for my daughter. She suffers really badly with asthma.
How old is she?
She's 5.
Is the power of God coming on her? Is the power of God coming on her? Just close your eyes. Show the camera the picture. Is the power of God coming on the girl? I believe she's okay.
And came home after the meeting. I had a great time there. It was wonderful. And then she's not been in hospital since.
And so she hasn't had any more asthma in the last year?
No, so she's had no drop in her oxygen levels. They've maintained throughout the winter, throughout high pollen counts, throughout everything that's happened. She's had coughs and colds and all of that kind of thing. And like she's not even had to go to the doctors. At first you kind of have to make yourself relax into the idea that she is actually fine. So I was still in the habit of taking her oxygen levels all the time and giving, and speaking to doctors and just umming and ahhing. But yeah, she's been absolutely fine. And also in February, she got really, really, really sick. And my parents had been in Italy for a couple of weeks and they'd been really poorly with coronavirus symptoms. And this was before like anybody really around us knew kind of how serious it was. And my parents came back and then I got really sick with the same kind of thing. And then she rang me up at school one day, or her doctor did, a few days after I was poorly, and said, Scarlet's really sick, you need to come and pick her up. And I picked her up, and this is a child that does not sleep. And I got her home, and she was asleep. The drive is like 2 minutes from my house to the school. And I put her down, and she slept for 6 hours, and she was fine. She woke up, and she was absolutely fine. And she'd had a high temperature and slight breathlessness and everything else. And she just fell asleep, and she was fine when she woke up.
So you think she might have had coronavirus?
Absolutely, yeah, I believe she did. I know, I'm excited about it. I really do actually think that she, she's 100% healed, and that she did get COVID-19 and she was fine afterwards and during.
That's a miracle.
Absolutely. Everything is so much easier. There's no pressure to check her all the time. I am sleeping regularly like a normal person. She is full of life. She runs around. She's on the trampoline. She's cycling. She goes swimming, and she comes home with wet hair. She's been to the beach. She can do whatever she wants. She can have sleepovers at people's houses. It's completely changed our lives. And there's a lot of pressure and a lot of stress taken off of it as well, which is a massive blessing.
And who healed your daughter?
No, absolutely Jesus. Jesus is the only one that could have done it. None of the doctors did. So,
Georgie, what would you say to a mum or a dad out there who's struggling with a child who's got terrible asthma, the child sometimes in danger of dying, perhaps? What spiritual advice would you give as someone who's gone through it?
God definitely wants your children healed, and you can't lose faith in that. And God can do miracles. He's a miracle worker. Like today, the same as he was, 2,000 years ago in the Bible. Like, he's the same God, definitely.
Woohoo! Amazing, well done.